What's up, YouTube? Southern Comic Geek coming to you with a haul video, mail call, huge Grail, all that kind of good stuff. So if you want to see what I'm all excited about, stay tuned for the video. So I'm going to go ahead and give the obligatory smash that like button, hit the subscribe button, and the bell notification so that when videos like this drop ever so randomly, you will be one of the first people to know and can make the conscious decision as to whether or not to watch it now or later. But as long as you watch it, we appreciate you. So went out of town the other day and hit up some comic shops, picked up a couple of deals, and when I got home, the USPS Dungeon had released some of its captives and let them come home to me. And so there's a huge Grail that I'm going to wait till the end of this video to unbox. It was a long time getting here, in distance that it took to get here, and all that it had to go through to get here. And so yeah, I've waited this long. You can wait that much longer. How about that? Hopefully everybody is doing well. So let's check out this. I got a record. Maybe this will be one for the record books. See what I did there, right? Okay. The problem with packing things like this is you don't know how deep to cut because you don't know where the book is in there. That's why I like Gemini mailers. They're very predictable. I mean, you have to cut these things with surgical precision unless you cut through there and then go. I'm cutting towards me. Adrian PM, what am I thinking? All right. Okay. Interesting thus far. Yeah, I bet you it is an eBay seller. Better not say much, it might not be. I don't know what it is. Okay, I do know what that next package is. I was wondering what my stuff was from him. And then you open it up, and there you go. Okay, I know what this is. So I bought this off of Macari. From those of you who might not be familiar, or maybe I'm just the one that was in a dungeon somewhere, but my Monopoly board came from Macari, but that's the only thing I've ever ordered off of there. And that's just because I was looking for it and Google suggested Macari, and that's how I bought that. So I was on Macari the other night and I found this one right here. I wasn't looking for it, just found it, but this is Uncanny X-Men 303. This is the death, quote unquote, of Eliana Rasputin. It also has the Fleer card from the 94 series depicting that. Now, if you're familiar with this cover, it looks a little bit different, doesn't it? It's not the white background. This is the gold background because this is the Pressman variant. So this was one of the 4 comics that came with the Pressman board game that they had in the 90s. So I think it was an X-Men 11 that was silver. The other 3 were gold. They were Uncanny X-Men. Drawn. They were all from about the same time period. I've got the X-Men one that's silver, and now I have this one. So the other 2 are the little harder, more expensive ones to get, especially the one with Professor X walking. So I don't have those 2, but I have 2 of the 4. So there you go. Like I said, I wasn't really looking for it, but I was like, it's cheap enough. Let me go ahead and snatch that right up. Because you just don't, I don't see them out in the wild all that often. And so, let's see. I know what this is, or more than likely know what this is. This is a lot. Not, well, it is a lot, but several Star Wars comics. If I am not mistaken, because it's the only thing I think could be in this package. Let's see what we got here. Yep, that's what we got. All right. Okay, yeah, I forgot I had also got these two from you. So I was recommended an eBay or Instagram seller, and so I went over to his site, and he had several of the Marvel Star Wars from the Volume 1, which you might be aware that I'm trying to collect those. After these and others that I've picked up, I am 2 away. Well, 3 counting the annual 3. So I'm only 3 away from completing that set, thanks in part to these right here. So we got Star Wars 98. Looks like a Bill Sienkiewicz cover. Star Wars 92. '90. 84. 83. Orlando diving. Better not be diving off Bespin, son. You fall out in the clouds. Ask Luke how that worked out for him. Then we got 82. We got 80. 65. 24. Little Obi-Wan Kenobi. Check out that red lightsaber. Carmine Infantino. And then we got issue 12. Yep. Nice. And these are all Magnus the Robot Fighter from Gold Key Comics. Yeah, I've been going down some kind of weird rabbit hole. I don't typically pay that much for these. Normally $3 to $5 is about my limit, meaning that they're going to be in mid-grade type copy, which I'm fine with. Most of the Gold Key comics that I'm after, now I'm sure there's some other ones that are worth more, but the ones Magnus, Turok, Solar, which are the 3 that are related to Valiant, and hence the connection there. Those are the ones that I'm going after, and so I think it's the first issue is basically the big ones, which one of those 3. Here's a hint for you. Spoiler alert! One of those 3 I just won, so be looking for that one. So we got Magnus the Robot Fighter, and I'm not sure of the numbers. I'll have to look them up because Gold Key did not put numbers on there. I guess they didn't figure nobody cared, because usually it's there for the painted covers. A little 12-cent goodness right there. Then we got Magnus the Robot Fighter, a little 15-cent goodie there. How in the world he just was flopping around in that thing? Who knew? How could he keep his mind on fighting robots? So this guy, I noticed, as I typically do, I'll find something, okay, yeah, I definitely want to pick that up, but kind of the decision makers, if I got some other things I can throw in there too. So I noticed he had these as well. And so I said, let's get them too. And I'm just now getting them. That's the mail for you. Anything coming from the north, which he is from the north. Narnia and the north. Okay. Now let's see what we got here. What we have here is a box of comics. Then I got those that are picked up. Yes. Yeah, because I had been thinking, man, I ain't bought no serious comics in a while. Well, one of the reasons I felt that way was because I had not bought any serious comics, just a few here and there, and it went a week or so without going to getting a big haul. And then the other part of it was a lot of my packages, stuff I had bought from people, whether on Instagram or whether on eBay, whatever. All of it was held up in shipping somewhere. So I'm like, where's my stuff? What's in the box already? And let's see what we got here. Big old box of comics here. Is this my stuff from think this is the box that was held up in Memphis all that time. Yep, that was it. Yeah, so I bought a big lot of Valiant Comics off of eBay for really cheap, and because it was, I think, all or almost all ones I needed, and so it was held up in Memphis for like 2 weeks, and so I guess it was walking in Memphis. Okay, there we go. So there we go. Shadow Man number 11. Number 10, number 9, 8, 7. I think this is from the last run they had before they canceled the series. 6, which they're fixing to restart, by the way, and I think Colin Bunn is writing that new one. I thought he'd done these old ones, but maybe I'm wrong there. Number 5. Number 4, 3, 2, kind of a freaky cover, and 1. And I've got the trade to this I bought in Memphis, ironically enough, on the cheap last year. So I probably have read some of those. I just didn't have the floppies. Faith, is it Dead Side? Dread Side, okay. Because the Dead Side is something to do with Shadow Man, and so I wonder if this is like a tie-in of some kind to that. It's number 4 of that series. Dream Side, okay, there we go. She actually got out of the way so I can read it. Big heifer? That was so mean. So no, seriously, it was 3. Number 2. Number 1, got Dr. Mirage there. Then we got Dr. Mirage, speaking of. Number 4. Number 3. Is that Philip Tan cover? Yeah, Philip Tan. Number 2. Number 1. So whoever, I guess they're cleaning out their runs there. And but now this one I think I have. I'm almost positive I have, actually. This ain't the chromium cover. So these are the ones where you can take and scan this QR code and it pulls up a YouTube video. If you turn your phone sideways and put it right there, it gives the illusion that the guy's talking, you know, because that's that part of the mouth talking. So I've showed that on previous videos, but really very neat deal. And I know I've got this one. This is the robot or Roblox Valiant Craft, like from Minecraft. And then I think I've got this one. This is the chromium cover of Armor Hunters. I also have the regular one that's not chromium. I know I don't have this. Punk Mambo, number 1, number 2. And it's cool when you can get these runs like this, especially on the cheap. You ain't got to run, you know, you can go ahead and read them. You ain't got to run and go hunt one here, there, somewhere. Now, Colin Bunn did this, and I think he actually created that character as well. And then, of course, the latter Valiant's attempt to recapture the magic by having a Turok type character in Savage, number 1. Which they're coming back out with again. And I have never read Savage because it's not one of the titles, because they had Turok back in the day. It's not one of the titles that I've read before. But then there's 3. But as you can see with the dinosaur, savagery, and all that kind of stuff, that it's just their take on Turok without having Turok anymore. The Forgotten Queen, Teenie Howard. Oh boy, I'm not a Teenie Howard fan. But just because, I'm going to give you the benefit of a doubt, Teenie Howard, and we'll see. The Forgotten Queen. Don't know anything about it. Don't know. I'm sure it's related because Valiant's all interconnected universe. Number 2. Not sure which one it's related to. Number 3. And number 4. So hopefully it's just a 4-part mini-series so I can have all of those. And get all moves out of the way. And then what do we got down her? So there's a comic shop that I stopped on the way home at. It's more of a gaming store, or has been traditionally in the past. He's a nice enough guy. Will stand there and talk to you. Not one much for conversation, but he will talk. And he has way too many new issues, and so it's very plain to me that he doesn't really know what the consumer is asking for or not asking for, and so he has a lot of backstock, several years of new comics. None of them are marked down. There's no rhyme or reason to them. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe he's independently wealthy and doesn't have to make any money. But I stopped there because on the off chance that I would find something, and I did. So it's a good thing that I did stop there. This is the same store that the day that Batman '89 came out, the first appearance of Punchline, my LCS, it was not on my pull at that time, and so my LCS did not hold Batman. And I happened to be going over there, and I called before I got there, and he said, yeah, I got one copy left. I said, put it back, I'll pick it up. So this is one of those little niche, not for like old. You're not going to find old like gems, like bronze or copper age gems there and go, oh wow, I can't believe this is here. It's just not that kind of store. But like if you have a new book that you're looking for that gets really hot, odds are that you're going to find it there, and it won't be marked up. It'll be cover price. So ever so often it pays to stop there. So you threw this new freebie in, Eternals, Never Die, Never Win. Didn't look all that great to me. Found a lot of the Ninjak or Ninja K in this particular series books, and this is what I'm talking about. So these were on a spinner rack. They're not border bagged. Ironically enough, the ad is the book I just showed you. But yeah, so these never sold. This is from 2019, and so he probably got them from Diamond then, and they've been sitting there this whole time. And you can't make no money that way. So number 14, this is from the previous series when he was still just Ninjak. This is 27, which is the last issue of that series. Number 9, really cool reflective cover. Look, Steven Spot, reflection. Number 8 from the Ninja K. Number 6. Number 5. Number 13. Number 12. Number 11. Then I found some Star Wars goodies, and so this is what I'm talking about, because a lot of the new Star Wars stuff, because it's got super hot, those stores that are paying attention have gone and marked up all their stuff. But he has not. It's the newer Star Wars stuff that has gotten hot too, and got it for cover price. So we got Star Wars 68. This is the greatest moments of the trilogy there. 67, little action figure variant. Number 9, we got a little, what's he called? Droopy McCool. And this was probably the find of the store right here. Thrawn number 2. So I needed this one book to complete this that series, that mini series, and so picked that one up. So that was nice. Definitely the find of the night there. Star Wars 51, Chief Chirpa. Then we got TMNT number 105. Someone had missed that one in the IDW run, so picked that one up. And this was kind of cool. That I found this the origin of the Defiant universe. So I had picked up some of the Defiant comics, the Warriors of Plasm mainly, and picked them up in Texas. And so saw this. I just happened to I was on the phone. Somebody called me while I was in the shop, and so I was sitting there talking to them. So just half-heartedly going through some of his older stuff, which is not very good. But found this, and so $1.50, had to pick it up. And so thought I got some other stuff from him. I guess I did. And so when I'm in Shreveport, Louisiana, I always go by Excalibur. not the friendliest bunch, but they have a good selection of both new books as well as old books. And ever so often, you can find one that they hadn't realized should be marked up, and they'll you'll get it at a decent price. And this is one of those examples of that. Darth Vader, number 6, which I believe is the first appearance of the Inquisitor. Leave me a comment below if I'm off on that, but it's maybe the first appearance of that Inquisitor. So yeah, $4.49, and picked up number 19. Also picked up Mighty Morphin number 3, talking about new books, and for some reason my shop did not have this for me, even though I had told him to have it. And he was out the other day when I went there, and so he said, he emailed me back. He said, "Do you still want me to order it?" And I said, "No, I'll probably find it somewhere else." And so sure enough, I did. This is the last copy Excalibur had. Then I got Marauders number 16. This is how Marauders does me. The new one, which I have not read yet, intrigued me enough with the Storm Callisto deal. I said, let me go back and get Kitty again. Okay. Generation Shattered. So this was one that my LCS I did not order, but then I seen some good hype on it, and so I got to looking for it, and they had the Lee Bermejo. Finally figured out how to say it. It was Batman Statue Collector that kept saying it enough, or I finally caught it. But yeah, so kind of interesting deal. So pick that up. Detective Comics 974, the variant cover. I think that's a Tim Sale cover, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe I am. But just filling in a couple of those later runs of that. 975. Then picked up the Unity run. There's number 3. Number 6. That's a Clayton Crane cover there. Number 7. And then this is a La Rosa cover, and it's after Basima. Oh, and then he put it down to the bottom because I was going to ask, you know, where is this a homage to? Because they'll do this little thing for the homage thing. And so I put it right there. And so I'm like, what is this an homage to? And it says after Basima, ROM 14. So I guess in ROM 14 they had a very similar pose, and so that's where he got it from. And then also got Unity 15 from that same run. And dang, I didn't realize that thing was like that. Interesting. So let's see what these are. These are my new comic book day books. I think I've already shown these. Oh, so let me look. Yeah. I already showed them off. So let's go on video the other day. So check that out if you haven't already. This is the big boy book right here. So where did my little scalpel go? Because I'm going to have my scalpel to get into this. There we go. It's like the comic book section. That'd be crazy. So, this book came from Great Britain. And I had a show a while back, 2 shows as a matter of fact. I had one with just Rob's Comics, and then I had one with Define 999. And so Matt and Rob came on the show, and they were talking about ways to find foreign variants. And if you haven't watched that show, go back and check her out. But they talk about how you can go and shop on like eBay from Great Britain or Spain or wherever you're trying to find the book, which might be, if it's that particular deal, might be more likely to find it there as opposed to American eBay. Because if you're buying it from American eBay, whoever it is who got it more than likely has already paid the price. You're not really taking that much risk buying it from eBay, because eBay will refund you if you don't get it. But they might have bought it from somewhere else and took that risk that they weren't going to get their books overseas and with no recourse, that type of stuff. You have to watch the video to kind of gather what I'm saying. But So I went on eBay, to British eBay, to find this book. And one of the things they told me, because it was just like mind blowing, all the different variants that are out there. And I'm like, daggone, how am I going to do this? Just so many different angles you can take, and so on and so forth. So let me pause the video right this second, but you will never know. And all you did was see a skip, and there you go. But anyhow, so I wanted to get the American version of this particular book so that you can see what I'm about to tell you. So, but one of the things that they suggested to me was to find one book that you really want to hone in on so that you don't get so distracted, because there's essentially all these variants. They're not really variants, sorry, foreign editions of these American comics. And of course, more people are familiar with the Canadian price variants or the British pence variants. But with the other foreign variants, a lot of times you're talking about totally different covers, replications of those covers, like painted covers, and all that kind of stuff. So I said, what book can I really focus on? And they try to steer me like find something real easy so you can have a couple wins and you can kind of get it under your belt and stuff. But I wanted to go big or go home when it came to this. And so what I wanted to go for was the quintessential book in my mind, or one of the ones in my mind, especially for the Bronze Age, and that is Hulk 181. And so if you've watched my videos, you know that I recently got this back from the Roy Thomas signing, where I got him to sign right there, and got a grade bump from a 5 to a 5.5. And so came back really nice. And look, CGC even didn't give me any Newton rings. So that was nice of them. So there are several versions of this that look just like this right here. I've got a Russian version, and it's just the titles and stuff's in Russian, but it's the exact same deal. I've got a Turkish version, same thing with that. I actually got a 9/8 slab in the Turkish version. So this is the British pence Marvel, whatever it's called. It's 198, but it is from 1976. And the original story for Hulk was in 74, but this was in 76, and this is the book right here. So if you look up here at the top, it says original unaltered cover work for Hulk 181. So check out Hulk's face right there. Okay. Now look at Hulk's face right here. It's different. Now, there is another example of this found on King Size Annual Hulk, and ironically enough, it was Hulk. And I know the story with that one, and it's probably similar to this one. But leave a comment down below if I'm not correct on this. So let me talk about the King Size Annual one. So when Marvel went to look at the print that, in that case, Jim Steranko had done, they felt like it was too mean, that Hulk was looking too angry and scary, and so they decided to tone it down a bit. So they had Marie Severin do a different face. But if you get a foreign edition of that same King Size Annual #1, you'll notice that the face is actually the Jim Steranko Hulk face. So that's kind of a neat little side story from that. So I'm imagining it's much the same way, because this looks one way, and then this of course looks another. Now it might be that it was more of a deal about that they liked the way this one looked as opposed to this one, but in either case it's different. Wolverine, looks like Wolverine and Wendigo are pretty much all the same. It's just the Hulk face is the big difference with that. Now I just got this in. I just got it back from Great Britain. And the other thing with foreign editions, you typically, older ones obviously, but that you're really not as much worried about grade, not really grade chasing. you're really just trying to find the book. And so there are 2 copies of this that are really more bigger books. Like the Turkish and the Russian ones you can get off of eBay all day long, which is what I did. But these are a little more expensive. This one, and also there's another one, but I'm not going to tell you which one that one is. If you are a foreign edition collector or familiar with that, you probably know which one it is, and I'll give you a hint. It's the one that's on the way, but it's stuck in customs. So that is one of the risks that you take with having stuff shipped overseas. This particular deal, and it was the same for the other one that I bought that's on the way, I got them all fees included. And so this one, when I looked at it, it looked pretty good. It was complete, which was really important to me. There was nothing cut out, that kind of thing. So real glad to have that in the PC. So I'm going to have to get some kind of magazine Mylar or something like that to really do this thing justice, because this is a newer board and bag. But anyway, so glad to have this in my PC. If you recall the video that I did with my 2021 goals, one of the things that I wanted to do was to collect more foreign editions. So to maybe scale back on the newer books, which some are helping me a lot with that, because I'm like, why would I waste my money with this? But some of those big keys, like the Hulk 181, probably going to, I've got a few giant size X-Men ones. I've got some foreigns of various books, but that's certainly the big one that I've got thus far. I thought about doing the Star Wars 1 set for all the different foreigns out there. I have one, the Italian version, but that's it, aside from the English version. But yeah, that they told me that was a big one as well. So if you're interested in starting to collect foreign editions, check out those 2 videos that I did talking foreign comics with Rob's Comics and Define 999. So check them out. They're both over on Instagram, and you can hit them up there as well. I know they have some kind of Facebook group or something. I'm not familiar with that, but you can hit them up on Instagram and find that out. And last but not least, my wife hooked me up. She was, I think, wanting to make herself feel better about all the money she was spending in Target. And so she sent me a picture and she said, "Do you want any of these?" And I said, "Let me get that flocked, only at Target slush puppy." So I remember as a kid seeing the little slush puppy, little cup swirling. And normally I was not good enough to them to spend the money on a slush puppy. But that was really cool to pick that up, and it will go with my other pops, and that seem to be growing. Yeah. So tell me what you think about my hauls. Whether it's the newer stuff that I got, the mail call, the Pressman, the foreign editions, whatever. Just tell me what you think. Tell me what you're collecting out there. I hope everybody is doing safe. Get some good comics and certainly make life better. And until next time, keep reading, keep collecting. Adios.